Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for clicking on this video. Today I wanna do totally different video. I wanna talk about my tricks and tips for everyday makeup and hair styling, especially after 50, because you know, the older we get, the more difficult it's to do the makeup and looking natural and not overdone and looking younger, because when you get older, if you apply more makeup, unfortunately sometimes it does completely opposite. It makes you look older versus actually making you look younger. So, and today I'm gonna show you my tricks and tips of how I do my makeup after 50 and to look younger. So let's start it. So trick number one is to take care of your hair, because young looking hair usually looking silky, shiny, etc. and frizzy, dull hair always associated with the older age. And my hair was all like I always used to have, and right now I still have quite nice hair, but they were always frizzy when I was young and clearly at this age right now. So what I'm doing, always applying some kind of oils. It's also like thermal protection for when you're using your flat iron or hair dryer. It's a protection, and second also it controls the frizz, and that's what I always do. And you see when I'm using my Drybar brush, that's my actually favorite brush. I prefer it even more than flat iron because it's much easier for me to use. You can see that there is almost like a steam coming off the hair. Don't worry, it's not burning hair, it just oils burning under the hot brush. So it's no damage to your hair whatsoever. It's actually even better. So trick number one or tip number one is always applying some kind of frizz control product of your choice on your hair before styling. First, it's protecting your hair, and second, it will give you much better result. And whatever I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna try to find some possible links and link it in the description box below. Trick number two, once again, still talking about the hair. Say, if you have your roots shown, like in my case right now, the good trick, because when you see those roots shown, it clearly shows your age, is that you have gray hair, etc. Some kind of, you know, crayon for the touch up of the roots. And I have this very inexpensive, if I could find once again something, I will link in the description box below, very inexpensive crayon, and that's how it looks like. Obviously I'm using light browns that match in my hair. And what you have to do, just applying some water and simply doing the touch-ups. And voila, the magic has happened. And this is my trick always, especially like, let's say if you have to have a certain meeting and you didn't have a time to do your roots, instead of spending like, you know, a couple of hours doing your roots, you can simply do the touch up in few minutes and your roots are no longer shown. And also because it's almost like pomade, it also controls the frizz somehow. So really love this trick. I hope it shows because I'm not blocking with my hand my own view, but that's the idea you're getting. So let me just make sure that it's nicely done. Another trick also with this crayon, you see how nicely done it's already? Just let me do a little bit more, especially at the front. So another great idea with the same crayon, like remember I said that I start getting some balding area, so I also apply the same trick on the balding area. Or let's say you have a little bit of hair and you wanna opposite. I don't have large forehead, but if you wanna minimize the look of your forehead, the same things. You can just apply a little bit of this crayon and hiding gray hair or hiding some baldness, which is once again the little signs of aging, unfortunately. So that's what I do. This is my trick number 2. Always hide those roots. I mean, if you prefer to go gray, which is nothing wrong with going gray, that's what you do. And as I said, this is the whatever, if I could find, I will put it in the description box. Sometimes you can even use this spray, Root Magic. Once again, I will try to link it in the description box. But I love this one, but this one, because it's a spray, sometimes it goes all over. I prefer the crayon because it has a little bit more control. So especially when you're starting, I would say the crayon would be a nice option. Trick number 2, and this is more of my daily routine, but I will talk about it later on. It's always use vitamin C in the morning, and I usually use Algernist, or the other nice brand, it's Drunk Elephant. So whatever your preferred choice, just a couple of pumps and spreading all over. And whatever is left over, I'm applying on my hands, because it's always good to apply some vitamin C. Vitamin C is protecting skin from the outer environment and also helping reduce pigmentation on your skin, which is like, you know, benefit of both. And today, as I said, I will try to just give you little tips of what I do. Say you have your preferred choice of foundation, and you can apply sunblock underneath, or you can even mix sunblock with your foundation. I usually like to have the creams that it has a sunblock and foundation, so kind of tinted moisturizer, foundation and sunblock, kind of 3-in-1. That's my favorite. So Estee Lauder and It Cosmetics, but obviously whatever is your choice. It's not that I'm actually selling the product or try to sway you to some specific products. So you can see it's not sponsored in any way. Whatever is your choice. So say I'm using my Estee Lauder and I'm applying just the 1 pump. And the next trick, you can get Marula oil. So this one is Drunk Elephant and it's more expensive. And this one is less expensive. Once again, I'm gonna link it in the description box below. There is really inexpensive options if you want, but it's Marula oil, and just adding literally just 2 drops of this Marula oil. And I actually have oily skin, and if someone gonna tell me years ago that I wanna apply oil to my makeup, I would be literally laughing at that person. But right now, believe it or not, I use some oils, and what it does, it kind of blends the foundation, and it almost becomes like your own personal skin. Say if you need some kind of makeup for the pictures, then clearly you use thicker foundation, because on the pictures it's totally different. But I'm talking about everyday life, when somebody gonna see you up close and personal, and they're gonna see your foundation if it's like fairly thick. So this one, it's almost right now looks like I have no foundation whatsoever. Literally the foundation is blended away. Next thing that I do, I take some kind of highlighter or corrector, and let's say if you have something to do the touch up, like over here I had some pimples, so when I squeeze them, I know still habit of the teenager, and I'm trying to kind of like highlight away those imperfections. The same things under my eyes, in the corner of the nose, just lightly, right there in the middle. And you can use some kind of sponge or even your own fingers, like, you know, don't disregard the fingers, they're your friends, because they're your own body, and nothing could be better than your own body. But as I said, if you want, you can use a sponge. The next things that I do, I use highlighter and contouring. And the contouring, clearly it's a darker, and I just do a little bit contour here and a little bit contour there, and right away it's gonna give you kind of slimmer look. Then I do contouring right under my chin. It's kind of hides double chin away. And then I do highlighter right on top, and very little. Sometimes people like to use more of the highlighter. I personally don't. It's just like, you know, my personal choice. Then I take a little bit of the flat brush and apply a little bit of the contouring on my nose. Once again, I do it so lightly that literally someone may not even see the difference right now, because especially on a camera it's very hard to show. Then with the same contouring and highlighter, just literally one product, I do a little bit of my eyes. And you know, when you get older, the oily makeup is your friend, just like that. So you almost don't see anything. And then I take highlighter with my finger and just apply on the lid a little bit. It's kind of blending away. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna blend this contouring. And when you blend contouring, always kind of like, you know, blend upward. And see what's happened right now? I have sharper jawline and almost hide completely away my double chin. So then the highlighter, I gently rub with my fingers. So that's about it. The next thing that I do is once again oily blush. And I usually do oily and the dry combination of both, and just kind of very gentle tapping, and I apply really quite high. It looks like almost under the eye, because you know, normally they say do on your apple of your cheeks, but if you apply over here, and then when you are not smiling, it's literally dropping down there. So really high, almost close to your eye line, you know, orbital rim. And very gently blending away. And the same, little bit of the leftover on the eye. Kind of blending everything together. So whatever I have on my face, I have the same things on my eye. So now we're gonna kind of settle everything in with the powder. And I like to use loose powder. This is Laura Mercier, and like usually I'm buying literally once in 6 months or even a year. Just depends, like, you know, how often I have to do this kind of makeup. And very gently all over the face, the neck, the eye, just kind of blending. That's about it. This was kind of like, you know, foundation, face, blushes, etc. So kind of blending everything away. That was the trick number. So the trick number 4, it's my eyebrow, and again, naturally I have, I believe, quite good eyebrows. Let me just make sure that I'm in focus. But still, believe it or not, if somebody gonna tell me years ago that I'm gonna apply a little bit of crayon for the eyebrows, I'm gonna be laughing. But because once again, with the aging process right now, I start getting a little bit baldy patches on my eyebrow, so I don't do all over. So I keep my natural eyebrow, but let's say over here, I have a little bit of baldness. So just a tiny stroke. The same things on top. Just a tiny stroke, just kind of gentle feeling, and then I kind of blend away. The same things over here, just a tiny strokes, only on the area of baldness, when I have some missing of the eyebrows. So, and then I brush with eyebrow gel, and once again, your preferred choice. I do what is that, Anastasia, and again, whatever I could find, I will link in the description box below, right there. And you see how nicely the eyebrows are, like, you know, going upward, and it's naturally lifting your eyes. The next things, I always try to define my corners, and again, it could be a pencil, it could be eyeliner, it could be eyeshadow if you prefer. So very, very gently defining my corner. And then around the eye, I literally go between my eyelashes, very, very close to eyelashes line, so it's literally almost invisible. So it's on the outer corner of the eyes, a little bit thicker, but when it comes to close, just really, really tiny strokes. That's it. Then I use curling, what do you call this, curling device for the eyelashes, just to curl them a little bit, and apply the mascara. And with mascara, I truly believe if you want to go heavier, nothing wrong with that. So I'm done with my mascara, and as I said, I didn't do really heavy, just a little bit. And please note, I didn't do anything of the mascara on my lower eyelids, and the reason for that, because I notice quite often if I put mascara on my lower lids, then it's kind of starting rubbing on my lower part of the eyes, and it gets a little bit unclean, almost like dirty looking, and I'm trying to avoid this look because it makes you look tired, kind of like tired look, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. We are trying to keep everything up, so upper lids, and that's what you're getting. And then last, definitely not least, lipstick. On daily basis, I prefer to use something very, very natural looking, so I always use some kind of crayons. This is Charlotte Tilbury, and you can see it's quite close to my natural lip color. I don't go over my lips, but I mean, you can if you want larger looking lips. And then all over my lips. So in this case, when I'm gonna apply the actual color, it's gonna look a little bit more saturated and stays longer. And this is the lipstick. You can see it's almost completely used. I'm gonna put it also in the description box. It's a Tom Ford. And it's kind of, first and most, it's a kissing formula, so it's very, very moist. And it's kind of pinkish brownish. Alright guys, this is my tricks for everyday makeup, looking very natural, nothing like, you know, flashy, and that's what I like to do. And mostly everything oil based for every day. So in this case, you're not really showing any of your imperfection, any of the fine lines, etc. So that's about it. These all my tricks for today. And if you like the video, please don't forget to give me likes. In this case, I know that you like what I do, and I will continue more with my tricks and tips of the makeup, hairstyle, etc. Maybe also trimming of my eyebrows, etc, etc. So whatever you like to see, please let me know in the description box. So that's about it for today, and I will see you on my next one. Bye bye.